What is going on, my friends? It's great to see you guys. My name is Ryan Williams and it is August 1st, the beginning of a new month, which means that it's time for another dividend portfolio update. I have a good feeling about this one, guys. Last month, my portfolio made a ton of great strides and I am very excited to share it all with you. In this video, we are going to dive deep into my dividend stock portfolio and I'm going to share with you guys how my portfolio performed last month, which stocks I bought, what I have coming up on deck for this month, and I have reached another pretty cool dividend income milestone, which we'll talk about in just a moment as well. And before we get rocking and rolling, give this video a big thumbs up if you are excited to talk about some dividend stocks today. I know I am. Anyway, thank you so much for doing that. You guys are awesome. And now, without further ado, let's get into it. All right, guys, now before we get into which stocks I purchased for the month of July, you may notice that this spreadsheet looks a little bit different than usual. So the reason for that is one of my viewers, Zachary Scott, shout out to Zachary Scott, he took the spreadsheet that I've shared with you guys, link is in the description, you can get it for free, but he took that spreadsheet, made some really cool tweaks, made some really cool additions to it, and sent it to me to check out. And this is kind of what I've been using. So this is almost kind of like a version 3.0 of the spreadsheet that I have yet to release a video on. But you guys can expect that to be coming soon. Another dividend portfolio spreadsheet update video coming your way, probably sometime in the month of August, I had to imagine. But yeah, there's some really cool changes that Zachary made to this spreadsheet. I am stoked to share with you guys. And Zach, if you are watching, man, thank you again so much for taking the time to do this, number one, but also sharing this with me so I could use it and then share it with the audience, you guys watching. So yeah, stay tuned for that. I just wanted to address that real quick. So now let's get into the stocks that I purchased in the month of July. So we went into July super hot, guys. If you remember, you may have seen my video where I invested $1,000 into my dividend portfolio here. And that happened like July 2nd. So right at the very beginning of the month, right off the bat, I invested $1,000 into this portfolio. And as you guys can see on the screen here, we picked up some pretty good stocks. So I put about $550 into AbbVie, bought about 4.8 shares of that, and then spent $175 and bought about 6 shares of AT&T. Next, $245 into EPD, that got me about 10 shares, and then I had $30 left over, so I just put that into Southern Company, picked up like half a share. And that was probably the most exciting thing as far as purchases go for the month of July. Other than that, guys, I picked up some shares of Procter & Gamble with my weekly contributions of $125. And as you can see here, I'm now, let me maximize this. I currently have just over 10 shares of Procter & Gamble. I'm gonna continue buying more into this stock, but more on that momentarily. And then additionally, guys, I had my birthday in July, towards the end of July. And usually for my birthday, I'll get some money to be put into the stock market. I got about 300 bucks from my folks, which is awesome. So with that, guys, I actually picked up 10 shares of AT&T, which you guys may or may not think is a good idea. I don't know, but now I'm currently sitting at 80 shares of AT&T. And then I was also able to pick up a little bit of Chevron. I actually bought about a share and a half of Chevron. Towards the end of July, Chevron was down about, I think it was down about 6% for the month. So I wanted to jump on that opportunity and pick up a little bit more Chevron while it was down. And that's pretty much it as far as purchases go, guys. And now let's talk about the performance of this portfolio. So scrolling over, if you guys saw my last portfolio update video from the month of June, so last month's update video, the market value of this portfolio was sitting at about $24,900. And as you can see down here towards the bottom of the screen in this cell right here, I am now just over $27,000. So like I said at the beginning of this video, we made some really great strides in this portfolio last month. There was a lot of growth. So that's a growth of over $2,000, just about $2,200 if my math is correct, actually. And then scrolling back over here, guys. So referring to my last update video, the total gain of this portfolio last month was sitting at about $1,900. And as you can see, we're actually getting pretty close to a $2,300 total gain in this portfolio. So what's that a difference of? Maybe about $400, maybe really between $300 and $400 just in the last month. So not too bad. All right, guys, now I want to jump over to Seeking Alpha. Let's take a look at some of the best and the worst performing stocks in my portfolio in the last month. So we are here. We want to go over to performance, and that's going to pull this page up here, and let's categorize it by month. So this is the top performing stocks in my portfolio in the last month, and it looks like just in the last 30 days, Starbucks is up a whopping 9%, which is unreal. That's a huge gain in 1 month's time. Even more so, a gain of almost 25% in the last 6 months is pretty unreal. Next up, I'm actually surprised to see this one. AWR, kind of a sleeper, is up over 8% just in the last month. Wow, that's wild. And then scrolling down, I mean, you can see most of my stocks did pretty good. We have a few 4%ers, couple 3%ers, and then some that stayed pretty stagnant. Altria Group, 3M, and Main Street Capital Corporation didn't do too much. And then let's take a look at some of these losers here. So Campbell's Soup was down once again. I think it was down in the last portfolio update video as well. Down in the last month about 4%, 3.8%. Okay, Chevron's not too far behind it, a loss of 2.7% in the last 30 days. So these stocks did not perform too hot, but overall, guys, as you can see, we are net positive, and that's what's important. All right, guys, now let's jump back over to the portfolio tracker here and talk about some dividend income. So in my last portfolio update video, I believe my annual dividend income was sitting about $1,100 or $1,111 to be exact, if I'm not mistaken. You guys might need to go watch it just to confirm that. But guys, with all the contributions that were made to this portfolio in July, that dramatically increased my annual dividend income, which brings us to the milestone that I mentioned in the intro. So my current annual dividend income is over $1,200, $1,207.60 at the time of this recording, which means that on average, this portfolio is generating over $100 in dividend income every single month, which to me is a pretty cool milestone. I mean, it's not gonna get me to retire tomorrow or anything like that, but guys, it's a huge step forward. This is, like I said, a really cool milestone to reach, knowing that I'm getting 3 figures in my sleep every single month. And just for some context too, guys, for you newer dividend investors out there, I invest $125 every single week into my portfolio. I was doing $100 every single week, and I've only been really seriously dividend investing for the last, maybe at this point, maybe the last year and a half. So it really has not taken too long to get to this point. So some of you guys who maybe feel like this is going slow, or maybe feel like your portfolio is not growing fast enough, or you're not generating enough income fast enough, stick with it, guys, because it really does grow faster than you think. And before you know it, guys, I promise you, if you stick with it, if you keep contributing to your portfolios, that's the biggest key, just consistently contributing. Continue to invest, you will be right here, and actually you will surpass me sooner than you think, I promise. All right, enough ranting. And then as far as my dividend yield in this portfolio goes, it's currently 4.46, which really, guys, it does not stray too much from this number. I'd say at any given time, the dividend yield of my portfolio is anywhere between 4.4% to 4.5%, but really, you know, nowhere really outside of that range. All right, guys, now let's jump over here, check out this watch list, see what's different. So from last month to this month, guys, I removed Clearway Energy, ticker symbol CWEN.A, and I added Pepsi and Target. For a moment there, I actually considered selling out of Coca-Cola to reinvest into Pepsi, but after some more thinking, guys, I decided I want to hold on to Coca-Cola. I know it's a really good long-term investment, one that I'm going to want to keep forever. So I thought it'd be a silly move for me to sell out of Coca-Cola just to buy into Pepsi. If I want Pepsi, I'm just going to buy into it and start slowly building a position up. And then I've also thrown around the idea of adding another consumer discretionary stock to my portfolio. Initially, I was thinking that Lowe's was going to be the one, but I did a video on Target, or included Target in a video I put out earlier this month. I don't remember which one. And I gotta say, guys, I really like it. I'm really hyped on this stock right now. I don't necessarily need another consumer discretionary stock at this time, but if I decide to add one, it probably will be Target over Lowe's. But it's hard to say, guys. They're both really great companies in my opinion, so it's a real tough decision. One that I'm not gonna make today, so I'm not gonna worry about it. But then yeah, guys, everything else on this watch list is more or less the same. Microsoft, Intel, Vici Properties. You guys have heard me talk about those lately. Yeah, that's about it as far as the watch list goes, guys. So now let's move on. Let's talk about future plans. All right, guys, so let's compare actual versus target allocations, because that's typically how I make the decisions of what I'm gonna buy at any given time. It's just really trying to keep up with my target allocations. So one of the things I actually did change in my target allocations, I pulled some percentages away from some of these sectors here and kind of setting aside about 3% for technology. And going back to the watch list, I'm kind of either thinking Intel or I'm thinking Microsoft. I really would love Microsoft, but it's very expensive right now. And Intel seems to be a much more affordable stock to buy. So that's something I am chewing on and am considering pulling the trigger on sometime in the near future, but also maybe not. I mean, immediately, guys, I would like to finish bringing my consumer staples allocation back up to 25. And to do that, I'm going to continue buying into Procter & Gamble. So when it's all said and done, I mean, you can see Procter & Gamble right here is about 5.2% of my portfolio. When it's all said and done, it should be closer to 7% or right at about 7% of my total portfolio. And I really wouldn't mind having an even bigger position than that in Procter & Gamble. It's such a diversified company, and it's such a safe, reliable company to buy into that I wouldn't mind making this around 10% of my portfolio. I definitely have the intent of making this the biggest consumer staples position in my portfolio. You know, maybe holding off on buying Altria Group a little bit, maybe holding off on buying Campbell's Soup Company a little bit, even though it is super discounted, guys. Campbell's Soup is so cheap to buy. But like I said, my main focus right now is going to be buying more Procter & Gamble, building that up to hit this 25% allocation target, and then kind of going from there. I think when that's all said and done, I could probably consider starting to add to this technology position and adding another stock to my portfolio, which I really don't want to do too much of. Or it looks like I'll need to bump up the financials just a little bit. So I could buy into Main Street Capital Corporation or ORCC. But that's it as far as future plans for this portfolio, guys. I'll tell you what, like, I feel like I keep saying I have too much AT&T. Definitely not going to be buying that for a while. I'd love to get to 100 shares of AT&T. I currently have 80, but I don't need to buy any more. All right, my friends, well, that pretty much wraps it up for this dividend portfolio update video. I really appreciate you guys sitting through these and giving it a watch. I have a lot of fun making these videos and filling you guys in on some of the moves I'm making and some of my future plans as well. And a lot of you guys too are really so good about leaving me feedback in the comment section, letting me know, hey, Ryan, that might not be the best idea, or even offering other stock tips. Like I mentioned, I might want to buy into a technology company. I guarantee you guys are going to be in the comment section giving me tips and sharing different companies with me, which is super helpful. I found out about some great stocks just from you guys in the comment section, so keep it up. I really appreciate you. And with that said, guys, leave me a comment below before you click off to the next video and let me know what's going on in your portfolio this month. Which stocks do you plan to buy? What moves do you plan on making? I'd be very curious to know. Also, if you have not done so already, please don't forget to leave a like on this video. And if you're not sick of hearing me talk or seeing my face just yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well so you can stay up to date on all future videos. I'd really love to have you along for my dividend investing journey. And that's about all I got for you. So I will now get out of your guys' hair. Okay, thank you once again so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you in the next one.